Second, maybe first, but I'm talking about it second. Vista. I get a lot of questions about Vista. How's Vista doing? Is Vista selling? Is Vista good? Is Vista blah, 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 blah? A few facts from a not unbiased human. I am biased, I admit. I'll reveal my biases, but I'm going to try to be fairly factual. Number one, we've sold 180 million copies of Vista. 180 million. I'll call that a success, even by Microsoft standards. Number two, we did design Vista to be incompatible in some ways in order to enhance security. Would I do that again? I don't know. I really don't. But we did it. There's value. Vista is the most secure version of Windows we've ever had in the market, as measured by security vulnerabilities, exploits, etc. The good news. The bad news is we have suffered through some incompatibilities. But at this stage, whether it's device drivers or at least many of the industry ISV applications, we have driven to compatibility with the so-called ecosystem of device vendors and application vendors. Service Pack 1 is available. Service Pack 1 did resolve many of the problems people had had with reliability and stability and ecosystem incompatibility. It was a great step forward. Deployments are ramping up. Corporate deployments are ramping up. And all of the work a corporation does to get ready for Vista will apply to Windows 7. So if you're an IT person in the audience today and you're not sure, do I want to deploy on Vista or wait? I tell you, get the work started. It's all the same work. Getting applications to tested and compatible with Vista makes them tested and compatible with Windows 7. Let's do the work, let's do it together, let's do it now, and then you can make an intelligent choice about whether you want to go ahead and deploy with Vista or wait till the next release. We're going to keep shipping, we're in good shape. We still have, for corporate accounts, the ability for you to downgrade some systems to XP, but we're in a very different position than we were even 6 months or certainly a year ago with Windows Vista, a very positive position, and I want to emphasize that because in some senses, as I like to tell people at Microsoft, Windows is the air that we breathe, and we're trying to give you very good air to share with us. Last thing I want to talk about is kind of the range and excitement in innovation that we have coming for the corporate market over the course of the next year. Unified communication. What we're doing with, particularly, not just with Exchange, but with SharePoint, what we're doing with our Office Communication Server product is pretty exciting. If you take a look at the video conferencing and audio conferencing that you can do at very low cost with what we've got coming this year in Office Communication Server, I'm biased, but I think it's worth taking a look at. Enterprise search. We've really dialed up enterprise search. We dialed it up in an interesting way, I guess you could say. 2 years ago, I told a bunch of our folks, we're never going to lose ever, 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 ever to Google in enterprise search. And they came back after about 6 months and they said, we got good news and bad news. I said, well, give me the bad news. I said, the bad news, we're losing some in enterprise search. I said, how can there be any good news? They said the good news is we're not losing to Google. I said, well, who are you losing to? And they said, we're losing to this crazy Norwegian company named Fast. I said, go buy them. So today, we have an R&D lab here in Norway. And we've got some of the top talent in the world at search and enterprise search. We actually have the kind of center for our enterprise search work headquartered here in Norway under John Lervik, who was the CEO of Fast. We made an announcement today. We're going to grow from about 300 to 350 engineers working for us here in Norway. Some of that will be in Oslo. Some of it will be in Trondheim. I actually think quite a bit of it's in Tromsø as well. I haven't been there yet. I promise I'll go. But nonetheless, a lot of interesting and exciting things in search. Business intelligence. At the end of the day, when you ask most CEOs what's their number one frustration with IT, I can't find the answer to my questions. And I know it's out there. I've told this story many times in the world, but it's still my favorite story. A few years ago, I'm sitting next to a guy on an airplane, and he sees me at the time reading the paper version of, I don't know, eWeek or some computer press, and he looks over at me and he says, "Are you in the computer business?" I said, I'm a little scared because I don't want to be a help desk guy for the next 2 hours. So I say, yeah, I'm in the computer business. He says, well, we got a lot of computers in our company. And I go, yeah, that's great. I'm so happy for both of us, actually. And he says to me, but I got a problem. Oh, here it comes. What's the problem? He says, my job is to set the price of car insurance in the state of Colorado. And I want to raise the price for anybody who buys car insurance between December 26th and December 31st. And I said, what does any of this have to do with me or computers? He says, well, my boss isn't sure this is right, and we are regulated. So we would have to prove to the regulator that those people cost us more. I said, why would they cost you more? He said, who do you think would buy car insurance between Christmas and New Year except somebody who was thinking about drinking too much on New Year? That's a good theory. I said, I still don't know what this has to do with me. And he says, I know our computers really know whether I'm right or not. And yet I have no idea how to find the information or take a look at it. Enterprise search and business intelligence, two of the keys. Virtualization in the cloud, I talked about. Social computing, you'll see us start bringing some of the concepts of social computing back into the business space. Instead of friends, you can think colleagues of colleagues. And with what we're doing in Windows Mobile 6 today, 6.5 next year, and eventually Windows Mobile 7, I think you'll really see just a fantastic opportunity to make a difference. A lot of great stuff to talk about, and I think a lot of great stuff that forms the foundation, whether you're a developer or an IT person in the audience today, to really go out, add value, create value in the businesses who are your customers, and really, really make a very significant difference. I'm excited, not just about where our company is going, I'm excited about where our industry is going. It's going to take all of us, the big vendors, the little vendors, developers, solution providers, information technology people. It's really going to take all of us doing our very, very best work. But I got to tell you, when I'm back here 10 years from now, I'm sure we'll be talking about what an exciting last decade it was and looking forward another 10 years. Steve B at Microsoft.com if you need anything else. Thank you very much.